This is Stanford Legal, where we look at the cases, questions, conflicts, and legal stories that affect us all every day. I'm Pam Carlin.
And I'm Rich Ford. Stanford Legal launched in 2017 as a radio show on SiriusXM. We're now a standalone podcast, and we're back after taking some time away. So don't forget to subscribe or follow this feed on your favorite podcast app. That way, you'll have access to all the new episodes as soon as they're available.
We know that the law can be complicated. In past episodes, we discussed a broad range of topics, from the legal rights of someone in a conservatorship, like Britney Spears, to the Supreme Court's abortion decision, to how American law firms had to untangle their Russian business after the invasion of Ukraine. Past episodes are still available on demand on your favorite app.
In future shows, we'll bring experts on to try to understand things like machine learning and developments in regulation of artificial intelligence, how the states draw their voting maps, and the ways the Supreme Court's affirmative action ruling may change college admissions. We know a bit about these topics because it's our life's work.
I study and teach what we call the law of democracy, the law that regulates voting, elections, and the political process. I've served as a commissioner on the California Fair Political Practices Commission, an assistant counsel and cooperating attorney for the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, and twice as a deputy assistant attorney general in the Civil Rights Division of the U.S. Department of Justice. I also co-direct Stanford's Supreme Court Litigation Clinic, where we represent real clients before the highest court in the country, working on important cases, including representing Edie Windsor in the landmark marriage equality win, and David Riley, in a case where the Supreme Court held that the police generally can't search digital information on a cell phone seized from an individual who's been arrested unless they first get a warrant. I've argued before the court 9 times.
In my teaching and writing, I look at the relationship between law and equality, cities and urban development, popular culture, and everyday life. I teach local government law, employment discrimination, and the notorious critical race theory, which is nothing like what you might have read about in the press. I've studied with and advised governments around the world on questions of equality law, lectured at places like the Sorbonne in Paris on the relationship between law and popular culture, and I've served as a commissioner for the San Francisco Housing Authority and worked with cities on how to manage neighborhood change and volatile real estate markets. I write about law and popular culture for lawyers, academics, and popular audiences. My latest book is called Dress Codes: How the Laws of Fashion Made History. It's a legal history of rules and laws about what we wear.
The law is personal for all of us and pivotal. The landmark civil rights laws of the 1960s have made discrimination illegal, but the consequences of the Jim Crow laws imposed after the Civil War are still with us, reflected in racially segregated schools and neighborhoods, and racial imbalances in our prisons, and conflict between minority communities and police.
Unequal gender roles and stereotypes still keep women from achieving equality in professional status and income. Laws barring gay people from marrying meant that millions lived lives of secrecy and shame. New technologies present new legal questions. Should AI decide who gets hired, or how long convicted criminals go to prison? What can we do about social media's influence on our election? Can ChatGPT get copyright in a novel?
Law matters. We hope you'll listen to new episodes that will drop on Thursdays every 2 weeks. Don't forget to subscribe or follow this feed on your favorite podcast app.